What we have here is I'm going to do 3 units, 3-story condo complexes. Now, right when you come up, you can see over here is where the dryer vents are going to be for the first floor right here, second floor right there, and then you don't notice anything up there on the 3rd floor, right? So more than likely that means the 3rd floor is going to go up and out the roof. But then you look at like this building over here, when they built those, you notice 3 vents. So they went and made them all go 1st floor up and out, 2nd floor up and out, and even the 3rd floor up and out. So they must have, as they built them, they kind of changed their plans when they built these ones, you know. But today I'll be doing 1 on the 1st floor, 1 on the 2nd floor, and then 1 on the 3rd floor. Different buildings though, so it's not going to be all at this building. But you can kind of see the lint that's coming out of that one up there. Looks like actually a bird's nest might be in there. You can see some twigs and stuff, so that can happen. But yeah, this one's dryer vent, probably a laundry or exhaust fan or a bathroom exhaust fan. But yeah, we'll get to this 1st floor one, and it's gonna wind up venting out the other side though. So, but I'll get in there and see what's going on. Alrighty, so here is the dryer, right in this closet here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull this guy out. I already looked outside. It goes up, and it runs over this room, right out by the window over there. So 1st floor unit. You can undo this right here if you need to get the dryer out, and move this guy over and pull this guy out. There's a couple ways I'm going to do these. I have 2 other units after this. Like I said, one is going to be on the 2nd floor, one's going to be on the 3rd. So 3rd floor one, I don't know what building it is. That one might go straight up. But with this one here, what I'm thinking is I could bring the vacuum in and show you how to do it with the vacuum. The next one I can show you how to do it maybe from the outside, and then with no vacuum, and then maybe on the 3rd one that'll just be a straight. But let me go get the vacuum and we'll get started here. Alright, so here's the dryer vent for the downstairs unit. Remember, it goes up over that bedroom and it comes out right here. Ladder out. Ladder here. Go over these power things, whatever these are. Oh, like that. And then I got the vacuum inside. It's not on yet though. Because remember, we want to hold this damper open first. Alright, and then you can kind of see. Let's see the length that's in there. But now I'll go hit the vacuum, turn her on, and we'll brush it from the outside in. Alrighty, vacuum's gonna get turned on. I got her plugged in right here. I got her put into the pipe over there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Then I'm gonna turn it on. It's gonna suck through the pipe, but I'm gonna be brushing in from the outside, which is right by that window, remember? Outside in, down, all the way in. And you're looking at, you can kind of do a mental calculation, right? So we got like how long it is. So you're looking at 1 stick up, 2 sticks up, about 3 sticks to the turn, right? 3 sticks to the turn, and then you got another 4, 5, 6, might be 7 sticks, maybe 8 sticks, right? So that's 24 feet, roughly. Let's just say 24 feet. And then you'll pretty much know, number one, you're gonna feel the stopping over here, right? You're gonna, when you brush from the outside, you're gonna feel the turn, right? So that's gonna be your first level of resistance, and then you're gonna feel the run down, and you're gonna feel the stop at the end. Since we know it's 24 feet long, roughly, right? If I start to feel resistance at, let's say, 2 sticks in, that's only 6 feet. I know I'm not at the turn. I know there's got to be some clog right in this pipe somewhere. So I might have to use a different brush, or I might have to use some other means to break up that clog before going forward, you know. But we'll get this guy turned on and we'll start brushing from outside. All right, so I got my 8 sticks here with me, plus the spring, so that's like 25 feet. Let's see how accurate I am. Now, we should be able to hear the suction and feel the suction in this pipe from the vacuum. Sure enough, you do. This one, it doesn't seem too bad from the picture I took earlier. So I'm betting we're not going to run into any kind of heavy clogs. But, and what you can do, you can kind of run this. If you don't think it's going to be too bad, you can kind of run it without even turning it. See, like that? See, I'm not running into any resistance. What I might do is just do this all the way till I get to that elbow. And remember, we know the elbow we said was what, about 4 sticks in, maybe 5, right? So let's see. This is 4. One more. This will be 5. This should get me to the elbow. Right there. Boom. And you can't push anymore. You can't push. You actually have to turn it and get the thing to take the elbow. But what we're going to do, since we know we're at the elbow, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to brush backwards. Break up the lint that's in the flat run here and let the vacuum take it. There's the spring coming out. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna push it back all the way in, back to the elbow, but this time we'll actually take it around the elbow and down, right? All right, so this time we're gonna take it around the elbow and down right here. Now, what I can do is just make it take the elbow, which it did right there, and then I can just start attaching these other ones. And these should take me all the way to the vacuum at the bottom. And then to confirm, what you can do is actually go in. That might be right at the bottom, actually. Let's go take a look. All right, now what we think is the brush is all the way down and like right there. Let's see if I'm right. Let's take a look here. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Boom. And there's the brush. All we're gonna do now is pull the brush all the way back. We know the line is totally cleared. And that'll be that. All right, back outside. I was a little off on my calculation, my little mental calculation. I said we'd need maybe 8, so it'd be 24 feet. It looks like it was 7 plus the spring. So like, what was that, 22 feet, but close enough. And now, let's just pull her back. All right, vacuum is done. I'm gonna push this guy back in. Hook her back up to the port, and then we'll go outside, and when we turn it on, we'll see the little flappy door flowing again, and that's all we wanna see. We wanna check the airflow outside when we're done, but I took a picture up, nice and cleared. We know the brush came all the way through. This guy is pristine. Okay, so now we're gonna hit the second floor unit that we gotta do. We're gonna head over there. It's gonna go, the pipe will go up and then out the side. And we're not going to use the vacuum on this one, okay? We're going to act as if our vacuum is broken or we don't have one. All right, and if you don't have vacuum suction sucking in, we're going to use airflow blowing out, okay? So we're going to brush and we're going to blow it out. We're going to brush and we're going to blow it out, okay? But yeah, let's see where this one goes. It should go, let me see, out the side. Yeah, it's up there. So the unit's right here, and it's going to go up and it's going to go right there. And that one, just judging from here, it honestly, it looks like, man, it looks like I can see little twigs and stuff in there as if it's a bird's nest in there. That's the thing with these, with some of these units that have a lot of trees. The birds go, like, look at this one here. Can you see it? Look at all that. All the grass and the twigs and stuff. That's a bird that has gone in there and nested, you know? And I'm afraid the same thing has happened over here. So, usually there's no birds left in it, but yeah, it makes for a very tough vent to clean. But we'll see what we got. We'll see what we can do. All right, so my goal with this one, first thing I'm gonna do when I get inside is I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the dryer. And I'm gonna see what the airflow is like out here, right? And I'm probably, honestly, just gonna clean it from the outside first, just to get rid of all these twigs and stuff that's in there. If I don't feel any airflow, what I may do is clean from the inside up to the elbow and stuff, get as much as I can out from the inside first, then use the blower, then come out, hook the dryer back up and see what the airflow is like, and then brush from the outside again, but we'll see. But I got my ladder there. But yeah, I got a closer look at it. And here, let me see if I can show you. As I get closer here, you'll start to see these like twigs and stuff. See them? See those twigs? Yeah, all the debris. That's some bird going in there nesting. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully run the dryer, the airflow is good enough, and I'll just brush from out here and this stuff will just blow out. But like I said, don't worry about the bird. Most times, pretty much every time actually that I've done one of these, there's never been a bird left in there. They've already abandoned the nest. Because I think when that dryer turns on, I think it's too hot for them. And they're like, yeah, this is not a good spot actually. So then they leave. But we'll see. All right, now when doing this way where you just let the air flow outside and you're gonna clean it from the outside, try to turn it to the air fluff setting if you can. Just so you don't have to worry about possibly, if it's really bad, you wind up blowing out a fuse while you're cleaning it, you know? So just do air fluff, it'll just be airflow going out, regular airflow, no heat. And then let's see what comes out. Make sure there's enough room for this guy to breathe, which looks all right. But we're gonna start her up, we're gonna go outside and see how the airflow is, and we'll start brushing. All right. Now I see the little flappy door moving, so I think we might have enough airflow to actually start brushing from the outside. So let's see what we got. All right, now we know where the dryer is on the inside, okay? It's about pretty much right at this wall, I feel like, is where the port is. So it goes up and then it runs over this run right here. So we're only talking until we get to the turn down, you know, like one, two, three, maybe four sticks till we get to that first turn down. You know, so if we run into any heavy resistance before that, we know it's some kind of a big clog, possibly a birdie. Let's see. So we know this guy's running. And what we're gonna do, we're just going to feed this guy up there. Right? I might need to get a little closer, huh? Let's see. This is tricky, you know, tricky. Especially when you've got a ladder that's not quite tall enough. Oh, there goes one of my rods. No big deal. No biggie. You got a ladder not quite tall enough. There we go. Okay. So, right, now we're in there. All right. Now we're gonna do. We're gonna start feeding it, and you're gonna start to see a bunch of crud come out. See? And look at all this twigs. See that? Damn. All right. Might have to push this in myself a little bit. See, look at all this. See that? Not good, man. Not good. Hang on. Hang on a second. Let's get all this out.
And look at all this stuff they bring
in there. Oh. Ooh. All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. That one had eggs in it. Look. That's not good. That is not good. That's my first one with actual bird debris in it. Not gonna lie. It's not good. But as you can see, it's pretty much all gone now. That's not good. That's it right there. That's at the end. Whew. Come on, guys. Yep. Oh man, that poor birdie. Yeah. Oh. Oh, these birds are pissed. Maybe that's what they were all chirping at. Alright guys, now that we got all the bird residue out of there, here's the nest and everything. Look at it. Just a bunch of trash, and there was some eggs in there that landed on me, so that sucked. But that's a bummer. And then more over here. Yep. And then more right there. Now, let's brush this puppy down. checked. The brush is all the way in at the dryer. And now we're just gonna okay. What I might do is just, I'll do one more little brushing right over here to make sure. Airflow feels good. Sounds good out there. I can tell. Let's see. Let's see. Just want to make sure there's no more bird's residue in there, which there it is. That's it. Right there. That's good. That's good. Alrighty, after we've cleaned the outside, we've run the brush all the way in, we've confirmed that it's been in here. Final step, I'm gonna wind up using this blower here, just giving it a good blowout. There it is, there's the turn. And that turn runs straight up the side of the house over there. Wow, that was a rough one. The bird egg was unexpected. Let me tell you, that was unexpected. That's my first active bird's nest in a dryer vent. Usually they are fully abandoned. You're left with a bunch of trash, but that actually had a couple eggs in it, so. And maybe that's why those birds were going crazy at me when I was getting up there. They were just squawking at me to get away. That's got to put that one in the memory bank. If birds go crazy, just abandon ship. All right, that one's done. Now, these two took about an hour each. This one about 50 minutes. Usually I'm a little quicker than that, but you know, with trying to film it with these cameras and then running into the bird's nest, that's always takes a while. So we got one left, 3rd floor. Let's hope, my goodness, let's hope it's easier. Alrighty, see you there. Okay, so this one here is going to be 3rd floor, right here. And we know that these are the exits for the dryer vents on level 1. Remember, because we did the 1 already on 1st floor. Then the 2nd floor on this side was right there. But you notice there's no 3rd floor exit port. So what does that mean? That means it's going to end up going probably straight up out to the roof. So it shouldn't be too bad. This one should actually be easy. But famous last words, right? We'll see. Well, I would have liked to get a better video of that, but somebody wound up being in that house. But they were supposed to all be vacant, but all right. So third one was completed. I replaced the hose for him because it was dented up, you know, and it's too long and it would just get crushed again. So I just replaced it with one of the more flexible ones, newer one. That way it's a little shorter too. That way it doesn't get all crushed. But no charge for the extra hose or anything. Anyway, that one was easier, much easier, straight up. It was mainly just maybe like a handful of land, nothing too crazy, nothing like the other ones. But like I said, the bigger issue was there's people in it when they were supposed to be vacant. I thought they were all Airbnbs, and then someone was in this one, and it was kind of weird. I didn't want to film and then, like, you know, talk to myself while they're in there. But it's done. That one was easy. So that's 3 dryer vents down, and maybe, oh look, there's a bird going in this dryer vent right here now. Look at this guy. Let me see if I can get, oh, there he goes. He just flew away. I guess, man, they must love these dryer vents, huh? Well, that's gonna be a problem.